Okay, we're recording. I'm the host. Welcome, everybody. I think Hillary might be frozen in time. Oh, now she's back. Hi, Hillary. Welcome to the call.
Welcome. I'm here. So, welcome, everybody. We have been, and I know you guys have been watching, we've kind of been screaming about certain things that have been happening, and it really, and Kara, and I know some of you know, I've been kind of just like yelling about some of the things that have been going on, and it's just, a few months back, I found, my own, version of feeling stuck. And what I realized is that, like we tell everybody, is I had to change something, and it was like getting uncomfortable. And what I've been doing for the past 3 or 4 months is really just diving back into social media and finding like more excitement. And I've been doing, Facebook.
Oh, her internet isn't that great. We have been doing so many amazing things with Facebook Live, and it has been really like the first time I went live, I was like really nervous, but then I finished and I was like, oh my gosh, that saved me so much time, because when I first started doing videos, I would record like 50 times, delete 49, and maybe do the one and then re-record a 51st time. So it is a major lifesaver, and it is really like uncomfortable and is really scary, but it is the only way to grow, because Facebook Live is where it's at. So you were frozen in time, so I took over. I think you're not anymore, Hillary.
Can you see me?
Yes.
I apologize, but it might happen. My internet is being a little wonky today, so bear with me. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about Snapchat and Instagram, but you guys know the main hub it has been is Facebook, and it's where people get to know you. And live video, Charity's talking about it. I've been making it a point to go live, and really a couple of weeks ago, Charity and I don't know if you guys have seen, we've been sharing it, but we got on a call just to check in, and what has turned into, a kind of a new sort of a thinking and a brand, and really diving deeper into being more real and sharing, everything with everybody, because I really believe, not just the good stuff and not just the fitness, it's the whole entire package of the things that we struggle with. Really, it's you being real and having the opportunity to be able to share that with people, makes you even more relatable. And, and I know Christina and I were talking about that this morning, and it's just, if I just post about my workout and my Shakeology all the time and my fitness, that's great, but where's the whole package? And the whole idea about this is growing your business, and who are you looking for? Who are you speaking to? And, if you think back, it's the same reason that we all came together, was because we related to each other. I met Charity on Facebook, 7 years ago, and we had so much in common. And that was because we were sharing that. And I was sharing that at the time. And I wasn't a successful coach, but I talked to her, and I had excitement for where I was going, because I was a few steps ahead of her, and I was just done. I was done with being stuck. And so, fast forward, we've been able to share video on Facebook for a long time, but it didn't really mush together, because you had to go to YouTube and you had to go share a link. And then Facebook decided they didn't want us doing anything as much on profile pages, and they didn't want you sharing YouTube, and they hide YouTube links. So, but the cool part about the fact that, Facebook loves video is that now we have the opportunity to come into somebody's living room on their news feed in live real time, but also have that interaction with people, live, but also the people that are going to see it in your feed over and over again. And it's something that's super powerful. And I don't know if you guys have checked it out, so go and check it out. But last week, and it was just kind of an off-the-cuff thing that we did. We did a 3-day, we did day 1 sharing our story, and Facebook does not allow you to be a guest on somebody's profile, like page yet. It is coming, which I've heard. So we actually brainstormed, and even my husband, we were trying to figure out, okay, where does the camera need to be so we can get on live, and where should our phone be? But we were determined to figure it out, because I think sharing my story is super important, but also sharing other stories like Charity and Bobby and Kara and, you know, Jody and all of you on here who do have stories, because that is, you know, we're all the same. We've all done the same thing. We've all made the same commitment. So it's turned out to be, I've gotten a lot of responses from it, and so has Charity, and a lot of people just reaching out and going, wow, you know, and it doesn't mean that you guys have to like do the same thing. And we probably will hit some of you up to do some story time and pop in. But this is my secret right here that I used the other day for that, was all we did was a Zoom. And I mean, Charity set up her other phone or her iPad and did it that way. But this is like a little Mevo camera. I think it's like, you know, it's not necessary, but it was helpful. But hopefully, they said at the end of summer, the drop-in feature is going to come in. So doing those kinds of like coffee time, you know, with one of your, you know, people from your challenge groups, or, you know, talking about that kind of stuff. There's lots of exciting ideas for you, you know, just to be sharing about what you're doing. And also, obviously, we talked about the business part. That's kind of what we finished up with. We started day one with our story, then we started day two with fitness, and then we went into, you know, the business part of sharing our story. We didn't give them facts, you know, we didn't bombard them. Yes, we told them the cost and what's involved and all that stuff, but we didn't do the whole presentation thing. And we kind of like posted some of that stuff in the group, and any conversations I had about that kind of went, you know, private messages. So it's just a new way, and you guys know, we have the same trainings, you know, the information, the basics of what we do is the same, but it's evolving and changing, you know, and I know a lot of you probably went through that too, is feeling stuck. And, you know, maybe you've been doing this for a long time and you felt burnt out, and, you know, it's just, I did too, you know, finding my way. So this is really, and I think Tanya Dresser, I don't know if she's on, but, you know, she texted me this morning and she was like, I'm so happy that you're in beast mode, and it feels good to be back and feeling inspired. So that's why I've been reaching out to a lot of you guys, and you've been seeing me do live all over the place, because I'm loving doing Facebook Live. It's kind of become really freeing to me. And that's something that you guys can be doing for free. So I want Charity to talk a little bit about that, like the free engaging, and she was going to talk about some of the things that she's been doing, you know, for that purpose.
Yeah, I have been loving Facebook Live. I usually try to go live at 2 different times a day, because I know when I check my Facebook insights that 10 a.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern are the hot times. That is when people are on Facebook. And it seems like that's the same in most of the other time zones. So if you don't know how to check your Facebook insights, I definitely recommend Googling it and figuring it out. I can even take a screenshot, but I usually, you know, I'm just sharing my life. And I love what Shalene says, that when you are doing Facebook Live, it is the fast track to building relationships. Remember for me, you know, talking to people and asking them questions. Well, this kind of fast tracks that. You're getting on there and you're sharing your heart, and, you know, it's uncomfortable the first few times you go on Facebook Live, and you're like, what am I going to say? But, you know, the more you just like sit down and have a conversation with your girlfriend, and yeah, you might be talking to yourself, and you'll see people pop on, and you'll see them comment and like, and it's really exciting. But if you just really set out on a mission to have a conversation like you're having with your BFF. And that's why Hillary and I decided to do these lives together, because whenever we get on the phone, we're like, oh my gosh, we should talk about this on a call. Oh my gosh, this is so like important that everybody should hear it. But just, you know, take a deep breath, relax, you know, get in front of a nice window or get a diva light like I have. And I have this like little curtain I have hung up just to make it look nice. I mean, it doesn't have to be super fancy. Just like get on there and start talking. And I'll usually like sit down and be like, okay, what can I talk about today? And I just write down 3 things that I think of. Usually I get my inspiration when I work out, or if I have like a great recipe, or if I'm drinking like a special drink, I'll just like, hey, I put lemon slices in here and whatever. You know, just share what you're doing. Share your workouts. Hillary's always sharing her dance videos. I love them. And I see other great videos pop up. I know one of my coaches, Amber, is sharing like recipes from 21 Day Fix. Just share a life like you would like with your best friends. You don't have to be this like super professional, like person that knows everything. We're just people sharing with people, and people want to know that you're real, that you struggle, that you have feelings. They just want to see your life. So if you're struggling with getting on Facebook Live, stop it. And Hillary and I didn't talk about this, but I think we should make it a goal. Each of you need to go on a live today. Yeah, you could do it. And just, talk. Like maybe we can make a list of things that you guys could talk about on a Facebook Live. Usually just like 3 quick tips. That is what Shalene recommends. Or whatever, hey, this is how I work out when I have a 9-month-old at home that wants to sit on my lap every day, or whatever. Like whatever you figured out. We can make a list if you want, a running document, but do it. Go live. Don't care what everybody's thinking about, and they're not comparing you or judging you or whatever. Just be real. Oh, and when you go live, your phone needs to be like this, not like this. This for live, this for recorded video. And I have a selfie stick. This thing's great. It costs like $20 on Amazon. It gets really tall and short. But
it has a little tripod on it, right?
Yeah, sure does.
That's sweet.
And there's even a Bluetooth that can start and stop the recording, but I don't know how to use it. That's the truth. So
Bobby Joe said she went live today.
Oh my gosh, great job.
Awesome. So yeah, it's those kinds of things, it's like you talked about on demand, and I was talking about, think about, those of you who've been coaching for a while, think about, where we started with the Beachbody Club even. I mean, it was kind of like, like what are they really, they have this and this, but there's so much more it could be. And now we have all these crazy, awesome things to share. So that's something that's great to talk about, and it comes with a challenge pack, and, they can get shape, they don't just buy Shakeology. I'm just like, why would you just buy Shakeology? You get a program, you get on demand, you get all this stuff. Talk about those things. I mean, pull out the 21 Day Fix containers and talk about how you use them and why, this is my little secret, whatever it is. If you're good at putting on, I know Kat, I don't know if she's on here, but Kat is one of my coaches, and she's really good at doing eyeliner. I was like, make a video about that, go live and show people. I mean, those kinds of little things, and then you can mix some fun stuff in between, you guys know video is where it's at. I mean, it's not the only place it's at, but right now there's so many ways for people to get to know you on Facebook, and you don't have to leave Facebook, which is so super awesome. And yeah, recorded videos are good. My dance video.
Oh, shit, cut out again. It doesn't even have to be fitness or nutrition related. I did a video on how to do a braid, and that one got a huge amount of engagement. I'm a hairdresser. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like fitness or nutrition. Just talk about something that you're really good at. People love to learn how to make a braid. I even recorded a video that I'm going to use as an ad for my business page, because for some reason people always want to know how I do it. So, make a list of what people are asking you about. And another thing I wanted to mention, because you were frozen again, is make sure you go live from your business page. If you don't have one, I recommend getting one, because when you go live from your business page, you're Googleable. And when you go live from your personal page, it's cool, but you're not Googleable. So you can always go live from your business page and share to your personal page, but definitely go live and then share if you don't have very many followers. Just keep that in mind and use the proper hashtags. Don't use the hashtags that everybody and their mother on Beachbody is using, because you don't want coaches following you, which, I mean, that's cool. Like, it's cool, but you want to have like the searches that people are actually looking for, like weight loss and, how to lose weight and how to work out at home with kids or busy mom or whatever hashtag.
Well, you can go back in, and I don't know if you guys know this, but on your Facebook, your like page, you can go back in and re-edit your video, not just edit the post, but you can go to the video library and you can pull up that video and actually tag it. You can tag it, and it doesn't get seen on Facebook. You can tag what that video is like, which is super cool. You can edit the edit the captions, do whatever you want. You can re-edit the post, but that's a cool thing that I found a few weeks ago, that you could actually go in there and tag, that exactly what Charity's talking about, what you're looking for. So and that's free, that's free stuff. So, aside from live video, sharing good content, you guys, is huge. And it doesn't have to just be fitness, but you always want to be providing value in live video, but you want to provide value, to your followers, because why are they coming to your page? And, you have to build, that's a way of building free engagement. And sometimes it's just taking a funny BuzzFeed video and sharing it on your like page. And that's super powerful. Taking something that, people are responding to. Sometimes it's even those funny, purple clover pictures sometimes, or whatever it is. Those kinds of things shared from that site will get lots of engagement on your page, and
yeah, definitely sharing videos from other pages. Even when I share like travel videos, those get way more views than just a picture and a post, or just a post without a picture. For some reason, those get high engagement. Sorry, Hillary keeps getting frozen. Another thing that I've been learning, because I am in Jesse Reagan's training, and if you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. Next time they open, I see some heads like shaking, like Jesse's training is amazing. But one of the things—
Jesse's training, like how many of you guys are doing that are on here?
It is so good. But what he talks about is using your face a lot, because your face is your brand. People need to recognize you. So I've been using a lot of my own pictures and putting quotes on them. I love Canva. Canva is amazing. I use it on my phone, but I don't like it as much on my phone because I have specific branding fonts that I use and colors. And so I have Canva for business. I uploaded my own fonts. You don't have to get that elaborate. And even if you're looking for a branding style, or you're not really sure where to go with that, he shared a great branding quiz that we could share with you. And it's amazing. I've taken it 2 or 3 times, and it's like dead on. Like I'm using the same colors, the same fonts, and it is amazing. I can't think of the website right now, but we could share it on Team on Fire.
We'll post it up when we post the recording, for the video. But that's a good point, is about the branding. So you guys, your profile page is completely different. And I really believe that I've been figuring out that your like page is just giving you so much more freedom to talk to the people that you want to talk to, and to be more real, to be more of yourself, like Charity said. So think about, ways, sharing quotes is fine, but what's more powerful is taking that quote and putting on a picture of your face, or, having a template, like a white background and a certain font that you like. And maybe if you do, you can have somebody make you a logo on Fiverr for like $5, or, just put your name at the bottom of it, and be consistent with that. And I just made up my husband actually made up some new ones for me yesterday that I'm going to be using. Super cool. And if you think about that, not just on Facebook, but instead of like posting somebody else's picture with the quote, continue that brand, and it starts to become more recognizable. And then you can take that and put that on Instagram too, which is super powerful as well. Facebook and Instagram really love each other because, they're owned by Facebook. So, that's a huge thing. So before I talk about those, we'll continue with, like page stuff. So Charity and I have really been super dialing into who this brand is. And, we've been talking about girl bosses and boss bitches. And that's the mindset really of what I'm looking for though, and we talk about sometimes, who are we looking for? What kind of coaches do we want? And, if we're just talking all the time about our fitness, they're not getting the whole idea of what the whole package is, what Beachbody has done for you, and you guys have to be working out, because if you're not showing up, they're not showing up. But if you're not showing up and telling them what this business thing has done for you, and asking for those people, and in my mind, I want a girl boss. You know, I want to help people become girl bosses, boss bitches, whatever it is. But that's the mindset of the person that I'm looking for. That was where I was, where Charity was when we started, where it was like, I need a complete life change. And I want people that want to go all in and they want to make that commitment, because they saw, I talked about my struggles, and I talked about, and I had all the same excuses they had, and I am just like them. But I want those people who are willing to do that, you know, on top of working out, that want that. So that's kind of where my brand has gone to, and I think Charity as well, is that's kind of what we're kind of developing.
Exactly. And that is what Hillary and I were talking about a couple of weeks ago when we decided to do this whole Girl Bosses Unplugged. Is for myself, I mean, I've been a coach for almost 7 years, and, you know, we have these moments when we're like super excited, and then we get like a little bit like, oh, you know, I'm bored, I need to change it up. I've been super on fire this year, you know, working on my own brand, my own messaging, but I had this aha moment that, you know, I need more rock stars on my team. I need more people who are going to build this, who are going to make Success Club, who aren't going to make excuses. And then I realized that, oh, you know what? This is the problem. I'm not talking about this enough on Facebook. I need to be out there sharing my story more, talking about that, because how am I going to get a girl boss on my team if I'm not showing that I'm a girl boss? Hey, you know, I share my Success Club points for the month and I do my shout outs, but people need to know, like, this is what I do. I was a single mom. I left an abusive marriage. I am doing this full time. I'm home 100% with my kid. This is how I live my life. And I wasn't saying that enough. And maybe you guys aren't saying it enough too. You're like, shoot, I don't have people signing up. I just have discount coaches. And I'm not, you know, getting people to get to Diamond, help me rank advance, help me grow my checks. But that's the missing key is, hello, we're not talking about it enough. That needs to be part of your everyday messaging, just like everything else. And I spent a lot of time this year like figuring out, okay, I have 3 parts to my business. I have the nutrition part, I have the fitness part, and I have the business part. And I need to show up each and every day with each one of those parts so people know, hey, she's the business girl. Hey, she's the boot camp girl. Hey, she does that chic thing. They need to know that you're there to help solve their problems, but they will never know if you don't talk about it.
Right, exactly. So it's the whole picture, and we've been talking about this a lot, and you really have to get into the branding mindset of what you're asking for. Who are you looking for? What are you asking for? And so much of it is sharing yourself. And that's where I'll quickly talk about, you know, Snapchat and Instagram. And some of you, I think, probably still think Snapchat is silly, or maybe Instagram stories are silly. But it's another avenue for you to get people to relate to you and see a whole different side of you, because the things I do on Snapchat, I cannot do on Facebook. And they're super fun and sometimes really silly, but I can also mix in stuff that I'm doing on Facebook for business. And I learned that from Gary Vee, and I've learned it from Chalene. The people that are entrepreneurs that are doing well with that kind of stuff, they're using that platform to reach out to people who they're connecting with there, which is a totally different side. And they're sharing, say, hey, go to my Instagram and look at this, or go to my Facebook, because this is what I'm doing today. I'm doing a live feed talking to women. And if you want to, check it out, check it out. So it's more of you being able to share more of you, just like Facebook live video. It's a 10-second snap, and you can snap as much as you want. And I actually had a girl, I think I connected with her on Facebook, but she follows me on Snapchat. She never talks to me on Facebook, but she's talking to me on Snapchat. And, messaged me and said, hey, I watched, because I posted about a video that I talked about anxiety, that I had stress, anxiety. She messaged me on Snapchat personally to tell me, thank you for posting that video. And, there's been a dialogue back and forth because of that alone. And now we snap, and share snaps. So Instagram stories. And I'm not going to go that much more into Snapchat. I did a video on it and I shared some tips, and I can repost it on Team on Fire for you guys. But I kind of shared the things that I've been watching and learning. And then there's a little secret in that video that helps you get followers on Snapchat, because you can't do it directly in Snapchat unless you're sharing across your platforms, which you should be anyway, asking your Facebook people to go on Snapchat, asking, your Facebook people to follow you on Instagram, because it's a different side of you. And Instagram stories, which took me, I was a little slower getting to Instagram stories, but what I found, same as Snapchat, the people that are following me on Instagram, yeah, they like my pictures and, a few comments here and there, and maybe my pictures would get 30 to 100 likes. It could go either way with what I'm posting. But when I started doing Instagram stories, and I've taken some of my snaps and put them on Instagram stories, it's not the same followers over there, so that's okay too. You can save your snaps and use them. But when I realized you could look at who's looking at your stories on Instagram, I'm getting over 200, 240, 250 people looking at my Instagram stories, and my Instagram feed is only getting maybe 30, 50, on average 50, sometimes 100, depending on the picture likes. So, and I found out the other day from Mashable that Instagram stories are now being seen by people that don't follow you. They're pushing that stuff. So I was looking at the people that were looking at my stories, and they're people that don't follow me, and now I'm getting lots more free followers just because of my Instagram stories, you guys. And I'm taking what I'm doing on Facebook and I'm sharing it on Instagram stories. Like Charity and I were doing that thing last week, is I took, I had my fun stuff in between life stuff, and I took a picture of that and said, this is what we're doing. Go join me here. The link is in my bio. Because on Instagram, the only way you can create a clickable link is in your bio. And Gary Vee does this. Every time he shares something, he puts it in the link in his bio in Instagram. So, or, and they can easily go from Instagram and click to your Facebook right from there. And you can change that daily, weekly, hourly, whenever. And that's a super cool trick. So, and it doesn't mean, you have to focus all your time on Snapchat or Instagram. Trust me, you don't. I don't spend a lot of time. I do, maybe 4 or 5. And if I'm really, having one of those inspiring moments, I'll do a little bit more. But it's super easy to repurpose your content, and utilize. And Charity and I have been talking about transcribing your Facebook Live videos. And there's ways to do it for free. If you go to YouTube and you upload your live video, you can save them to your camera roll. And if you forgot to do it, there is a way to do it. And I'll post about that. I showed Charity yesterday, right? It's super easy. And you can upload it to YouTube, but there's now a transcribe feature in YouTube that you can actually go for free, or you can pay somebody $5 on Fiverr to do it. That's fine too. Or for free, you can go and upload that video and it will transcribe for you. You can take quotes out of that video for your pictures, for your brand, maybe something you've talked about. If you have that video on your phone, you could take clips out of it from that video, and you can edit it and maybe take a 30-second clip of, a good point that you made and use that. I mean, you guys know Shalene does it all the time. She takes one piece of content and she's repurposing it all over her social media, and that's smart. I mean, that's working a lot easier than working harder. So that will make your life easier. Take the content, take your Facebook Lives and put them on YouTube, because your information is going to be searchable and it's going to be all over the place. Take it and use it on Instagram, and take it and use it. If you're on Pinterest, put it on Pinterest. There's ways to automatically upload that stuff and get that done. It's super easy. And if you spend, a few minutes a week on your content doing that, you have content for the whole next week to be posting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and something else, I don't know if this ever happens to you, where you're like super tired and you're super uninspired and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to post today? It's like been 5 hours since my last post and I'm so like uninspired. It's super important to have like a running, like I have a notebook and I'm constantly writing down ideas, scheduling posts at that certain time of day. See, Hillary has one. It is so important to have your running list of what inspires you, thoughts, different pictures. Maybe it's an Evernote or Google Drive, but we all have those moments when we're uninspired, and that's where some planning comes into play, because you got to be sharing constantly and be sharing things that, you know, are inspiring and funny and helpful and whatever, but we all have those moments when we're uninspired. And so it is important to keep a diary.
Write it down, because if I think of something and I don't write it down, it's gone, like way gone. And just the first few pages of this notebook have been from this past couple of days talking with Charity, you know, ideas I've had for social media. And if I would never remember all that stuff, you know, so like write it down. And when, like she said, when you're on.
Yeah. Frozen. Sometimes I am in the middle of training for a half marathon. And so you're like outside for a long time. Like last week I was running for like an hour and a half, and I was taking voice memos on my phone that I turned into Facebook posts, my girl boss posts that I've been posting on my business page. That all came from inspiration from when I was running. So, I mean, if you don't have a pen and paper handy, record a voice memo and you can easily turn those around. Make your blog post, make your picture post, video ideas. I mean, it is unlimited what you could do with these ideas, but you got to make sure that you're recording them and writing them down. So when you are uninspired, you can go back and read your notes or listen to your voice memo and you have a topic.
Yeah, super important. So yeah, that's the whole thing, is save time. Don't make it harder on yourself. And when the times when you aren't inspired, like Charity said, you can go back to those. And, you know, like if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see a quote that you like, you know, save it on your phone. And then, you know, tomorrow when you're not sure what to post, you can take that template that you made of your brand or a cool picture you took of yourself, which I don't know. I do this all the time, and you guys may see, I take my timer on my iPhone, and they're not always selfies, and I'll set it up. I have this case that allows me to, like, you know, kind of make like a little, or take a tripod, set the 10-second timer and take pictures of yourself, you know, in pool, you know, could be in your backyard. It could be somewhere that's pretty by where you live, you know, think of those kinds of things to make things look different, but it's your face, you know, always, and take that quote and put it with your face.
Exactly. I have like a whole album on my phone for Facebook inspiration. Sometimes I see a post that I really love from somebody else, and I'll take a screenshot and I'll think of how I can make it unique to me and put my picture on it, or take that quote and make it my own. And, you know, just always trying to put it out there, but make it me. Because when I first started, I was like, oh shoot, I love what Hillary said. I'm just going to cut and paste and then put it on my Facebook page and call it my own. But people can read through that. I mean, you just got to be real and share your life. And I love what people, I mean, this was like one of the big messages at Summit this year was like, be transparent, share your life, like make your Facebook like your journal, because that is going to be what is going to relate people. Like I've been sharing all kinds of stuff about my life, and it's like so uncomfortable to share like some of the things that I'm dealing with right now, but people are going to be like, oh yeah, she's going through it too. And you want people to be like, yeah, me too. Because that is what builds trust and sharing your life. It's so important, even if you feel like, oh, that's like so insignificant. You know, my kid threw a temper tantrum before school, but like whose kids doesn't? So, you know, share the things, but don't be like, wow, you know, life sucks. You don't want to be the complainer. You want to be like silver lining on the cloud.
Like, how did you deal with that? You know, it could have been one of those days where, you know, your kid was, you know, throwing stuff all over the house or forgot their book bag, and, you know, share how you dealt. I mean, those kinds of things can ruin your day, you know, and maybe getting on there and saying, hey, like, well, I didn't let that happen, and, you know, or whatever it is. So it's just one more way, for a powerful way, might I say, for you to find your tribe, you know, your people that are looking for you. And I really, you know, that's why we wanted to get on and do this call today. And I didn't want to go too much. I think we're going a little over, but that's okay. Do you want to take some time for like a few questions, Charity, before we go? I mean, I have time if you guys do. Do you guys want to, you know, ask? I think you can ask in the chat if you want. We could do that so it doesn't get too loud, or unmute you, raise your hand.
Or we can probably unmute, but I just wanted to say one other thing, is that don't you guys get caught up in the comparison game. We all have a story to share, and we all have a story that's going to help change somebody's life. So don't be worried that you're not like making whatever amount of dollar amount, or you're not a perfect size, whatever. Just share your life, share your story, because I mean, that is what is going to build trust and relationships. I mean, wherever you're at, brand new coach of 7 years, just be real, be you. People will appreciate that a lot more than join my challenge group. I only have 3 spots left and you have to do it by 12 p.m. today because I need my Success Club points and I need my money, because that's what it sounds like. So just be real, just share, and don't compare. Like, nobody's me. Nobody's Hillary, no one's Kara or anybody else on this call. Just be real. Share what is true to you and share your heart, and just be real.
Yes, be real, be genuine. And that, you have so much power to do that on your like page, you guys. And you don't have to worry about what people think, and if your mom or your grandma is going to see it. And it's your like page, you know, it's you, be you. If you like to swear, swear. You know, if you like to do whatever, just be you. You have so much more freedom, and nobody's going to judge you. And if they don't want to like your page, they don't have to like your page, you know, and that's huge. And it's like Kara's a new mom. I mean, I'm sure there's probably many times during the day she wants to lose her mind, or, you know, things happen that she can be sharing. And I do see her sharing those things. So I know that Samantha had a question about saving live videos to your phone. When you end a live recording, Sam, it gives you the option to save it to your camera roll. It should be right there. Once you do your video, it'll come up. And I'm not on live now, but once you end the video, it will pop up, save to your camera roll or upload in HD. So maybe you're just missing that option.
I missed it for a long time. I was like, what the heck? And I thought it was something in my settings, but then I realized, oh, it says after, like, actually, like, switch it over.
You have to slide the little thing to green, the little button.
So you have an iPhone. It might be different for Android, not really sure, but you can also like type in your address. Hillary will share this on the team page, how to download it directly from Facebook to your computer so you can upload somewhere else.
Well, there's been times that not that I've forgotten to do it, but my connection isn't good, so it won't let me download it to my camera roll for some reason. Yeah. So there is a way to do that. And I can actually just show you. I can screen share that right now. So you guys will have it on this video.
Yeah.
Let me show you. My computer's probably a mess. So hold on. You guys can see my computer and how crazy, how many tabs I have open. So I'm going to go to my like page. I thought I had it open. So we're going to go over here. And I forgot that we could screen share, Charity. Totally forgot. So I'm going to go down to my live video that I just posted before we went on. And what you need to do is make sure that the video is playing with some thousands. And then you pause it. And up here where the WW is, you have to type in M. And it pulls up the mobile version of your video. So you have to scroll back down here to that video. Here it is. And you need to click play.
What's up, everybody?
And then you need to right click on it, save video as, boom, to your desktop.
So easy.
And then you can take it, if it's not on your phone, and upload it to YouTube from your desktop. So super, super easy. Right? Awesome. So I'm going to just get back here. Is there anybody else that has any questions?
Let's see. We have some chat coming up. Let's see. Bobby, I went live today. Oh, I think this is from earlier. Let's see. Is that only on iPhone? I have an Android. I bet if you Googled it, you could find the answer for Android. I only have an iPhone.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Okay.
Anybody else? I know you guys are all taking time out from your day, and I appreciate you guys getting on, and hopefully, you guys will share this. But if you don't have any questions, I'm going to ask you for the selfie. So everybody needs to put their mugs up here.
Yeah,
I'm taking a picture. I know Charity probably is too. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah. Get our youngest coach on.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yay!
So, well, thank you for getting on, you guys. And I hope this, gave you guys a little bit of insight, into how powerful. I really do think that, the things that are happening on social media, Snapchat and Instagram, but Facebook primarily is heading in just an awesome direction. And you guys need to be consistent at it. You need to be super, super consistent at your like page. And you could post 10 times a day on your like page if you want, and it's not like your profile, if somebody likes your picture, it keeps going up in the feed. When they start to engage more with your like page, they're going to see it more as well. And you start just utilizing that. So I will be eventually just heading over there permanently. I'm finally going to make that, that scary thing, but it's not scary anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't use my personal profile page as much anymore. I post a little here and there, but mainly it's all on my business page because that's where you want to be. You want people to be able to find you and Google you and see your awesome, beautiful face sharing about whatever is important to you.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. And I appreciate you getting on. We recorded this, so it will be up if you guys want to go back to it or share it with your coaches. We'll post Charity recorded it, right? So we'll have it and we'll put it up for you guys. And it was great seeing all your faces. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. Yes. Oh my God, she is so adorable, Kara. Oh my God. Nice.
And Charity.
She's so cute. All right, you guys. Have a good day. Thanks for getting on.
Yeah, let us know if you have any more questions. I'll post the recording soon.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.